we're doing a video companion only. This video only exists on the web. And it's a very special video today. It's to get Andrew and see where his head's at in regards to the Joshua fight. You probably listened to all the audio we did. Maybe you got driven over here by another podcast we did that had maybe a very salacious title. I'm still working on that salacious title in my brain, Andrew. Something like, how do you think of this for the title of the 30-second episode we just did? You ready? You ready? Anthony Joshua officially retires from boxing. Think that'll get everybody to listen to it?
No,
okay. Well, if you came over here to find out if Anthony Joshua really retired, Anthony Joshua is probably not going to retire. Sorry to tell you guys, he'll be back. But what I would like to tell you is go to fightnetradio.com, click on the Facebook or the YouTube link, and check out all the different ways to listen or to watch Fight Net Radio. Also, please support the show. Go to the Epinar merchandise. We have a big line of T-shirts. We have a line of Andy Ruiz upset shirts coming out. I think they have to happen, right? We have the Bomb Squad shirts. Thanks to Bobby. Shout out to Bobby Capucci. What is it? Dad Bods Squad. Dad Bod Squad or Fat Bod Squad. I think the front's going to be Dad Bod Squad, and then on the back, Fat Bod Squad. Something to that effect. So we'll have an Andy Ruiz takeover shirt. Also, get yourself a free tumbler. Go to getfreecup.com. Simple as that. Get yourself a big Yeti-like tumbler. Ibex is the number 2 competitor to Yeti. Same thing, same company, same make, and it's free. So go to getfreecup.com. And lastly, join me in the Keto Nation 28-day keto program that I use myself personally to get into losing a lot of weight so that I can eat like a pig when Andrew and I go to fights. All of it has a complete plan and program for you, and it's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Last, we're just a couple of weeks away from somebody else screwing up the heavyweight division, which means you're going to need a hotel for Vegas. Go to LasVegasDiscount.net, search for your rooms. We just did it last night, so I'll save you the trouble. Tropicana right now for $130 puts you right on the corner, just in time for the Tyson Fury fight. Now, today's show is very special on Fight Net Radio. We are going to do a retrospective of the fights that Andrew believes are some of the biggest upsets in heavyweight history.
Yes.
Right? And so we'll get right into it. We'll start right off with Andrew's first selection. Walk me through it. This is Tyson versus Douglas. Unless you know nothing about boxing.
I know. We didn't got to walk through anything. All we're doing here is ranking them, Lee. Where does Joshua Ruiz land on this list?
Okay.
You know, I got to ask you a question. What's a bigger upset? This Mike Tyson Douglas or Ali Spinks?
Okay, I remember. Okay, so each one of these I have seen, right?
I know you have.
And I can tell you where I was for most of these upsets. So that I don't know about you and how you remember history. Like, I know where I was for the first fight that turned me on to boxing. Do you remember your first fight that turned you on to boxing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was born in it, but yeah, I get it's Chavez, dude. Yes.
Okay, so you saw a Chavez fight. So you can see the little version of Andrew watching a Chavez fight on the TV with the grown-ups behind you popping pops.
Yes.
And you can feel the smells and the taste.
Well, I remember Leonard Duran. I remember freaking Mancini. I remember my mom crying when Boom Boom got beat. She was on the phone with my grandpa. He didn't know the outcome. I got a lot of memories in boxing, Lee. That's not hard.
So the fight that turned me on, and this is why I say it, for me it was Hearns Hagler. I know where I was in the 80s, where I was at a guy's house, and he goes, "Have you seen Hearns Hagler?" I said, "I'm not really into boxing." He goes, "You got to see this." And he pulled out a videotape, he popped it in, and he played it for me. And I remember staring at the TV like it was almost like porn, right? I was just a teenager or whatever I was when I saw it. And it boggled my brain what I was looking at. No, I had to be in 6th or 7th grade. What was I in? 7th grade? 8th grade? Maybe? But that's the fight that changed me. From there forward, everything I had to watch was fight-based or fight-related. Like I was into it. Shortly thereafter, I joined the wrestling team. Like I got into that entire environment because of that one fight. The reason I say that, Tyson Douglas, I watched it in my grandparents' house, in my grandfather's chair. The adults were in the other room. It was a Saturday night. I remember my dad walked in. I can tell you everything about this.
Right,
My dad walked in
you are.
and he said point blank, this is what he said. Oh, this is a shitty fight. Like Douglas is like what was he, 30-1 dog or whatever the hell he was. This fight, he goes, this fight isn't even worth watching, and walked out of the room. And I remember watching, and I'll tell you specifically because I remember the HBO 24. Douglas was out in the snow running, and I kept thinking, that's a tough fucking dude. Like that ice is frozen on him. This isn't just something they shot for an HBO piece. This guy is really out in the fucking snow, running and sweating in the snow, and the fucking it's freezing on him while he's out there. And he's enduring that hardship, right? I remember it vividly watching the lead-in before the fight actually started. And then I sat down and watched the fight. And I'm sure I was making noise. Nobody ever came in until it was all over. And then everybody came in and like, what happened? I said, Tyson lost. Like it was that mind-boggling to me overall. What were your memories of this fight?
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, that's all I remember. I didn't really know who Douglas was at this time. That's why I don't, my question was Spinks Ali, Tyson Douglas. 1-2, Lee. Who the fuck do you have? Because you know what? Muhammad Ali lost to a guy that had 6 professional fights. Right? We know Spinks' background, the light heavyweights, the Olympics. We get all that. But what's bigger? Yeah, everyone gives Tyson a lot of shit for losing to this Douglas fight. The guy we called the greatest of all time lost to a man who was 6-0. Are we going to blame it on age? What are we going to do here? Because to me, I think that's worse than Tyson's Buster Douglas. Shit, hell, Buster Douglas even looks like he's in great shape right there. And you said he was running in the snow.
Okay, applying this to what happened yesterday, right? If we're applying the fact that maybe Anthony Joshua took this fight too lightly, this is probably the closest comparison to what happened last night. Tyson didn't take this shit seriously, right? He's got a weird corner at this time. If you believe the books and everything that's been written about it, like the dude's out partying and doing blow the night before. Like Tyson's literally, and it still took everything Buster Douglas had to put this fucker down, right? But by and large, this is the closest comparison to the Anthony Joshua Ruiz fight in my mind, currently that we're looking at, right? Because this is just the story of an untrained Mike Tyson, like a Mike Tyson that his head was no longer in the game. And well, I don't know.
Exposed. Mike Tyson's exposed on this night, Lee. He can't stop the jab right hand. Now, Mike might have won the fight because of the late, or what do you call it, the extended count. We all know about the extended count. But the point of the end of this fight, jab, jab, right hand, he can't get past it. George Foreman warned Tyson for years about it. That's why that fight never came off. Buster Douglas applied it, and it worked. And I think maybe that's what is can match up against what happened last night. Is it is possible that Anthony Joshua was exposed last night, and he will not get over this defeat by Andy Ruiz. So yeah, but there was on the night Tyson lost, that once again, people, not a lucky punch. Beaten. Tyson was beaten on that night. That's what happened to Anthony Joshua last night. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, you got to remember Lennox Lewis took 2 knockout losses and came back." Lennox Lewis was caught by 2 punches. He was not beaten down. So there's a difference there. I don't know if Joshua returns after last night. I do have Tyson Douglas over the Joshua Ruiz upset still, just because Mike was in a way bigger spot than I think Joshua, although he's a star over there, not really known in America, correct?
Yeah.
not a crossover star yet, barely making his presence over here, and it's over. Now he has got to go back and he's got to hit rebuild mode. Seriously, like Lee, the people that their first time watching Anthony Joshua was last night. Can you imagine how impressed they were? The fuck.
So let me just insert this right here. So we recorded a show last night. And we actually rewatched the fight. If you want to watch that fight, I can't post it anywhere on the internet. So type in FNR Rocks. It's probably scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. This is exactly what will happen. Type in fnr.rocks. Okay. It'll take you to our go-to webinar app. I don't even want your information. You don't have to give me your information. You can type in Joe Blow. And your email is joe@blow. Did my dyslexia kick in? @blow.com. See, I don't even need your information. Click the register button, right? This is how we record our shows. You can watch our show from last night, but more importantly, we watched the final 4 or 5 rounds of this fight, and you can go.
Is that me yelling?
Yep. There you go. All right, let's move forward one step, shall we? Muhammad Ali takes on Leon Spinks, Andrew.
Leon Spinks. I know, Lee. This is the one that kind of gets like, how did people look past this one? You know, Leon Spinks. You know, doesn't he just get slaughtered after this fight too by like everybody?
Yeah, no, he's nothing. He's literally nothing after this.
I know Buster Douglas got knocked out in 1 round by Holyfield too, and really never became anything. But really, 7. Yeah. This is his 8th professional fight, and he's about to take it to the fucking greatest of all time. Yeah, right. That's an upset. That's an upset, Lee. That's a big upset.
Well,
yeah, everyone talks. Hey, you know what?
Comparison of what brought us here, Andrew. How many fights Ruiz in? This is his 12th fight, 13th fight, 14th fight.
Who?
Ruiz.
No. Ruiz is in his 20s. No, Ruiz had like.
He's had 20 fights.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
I know he's had 100 amateur fights, which they brought up multiple times.
I know, which I didn't understand because AJ's the gold medal winner. So I didn't like that whole, this is, his experience. I could have swore I heard them say experience kicking in.
33 fights, Andrew. He's 32-1, 21 by KO.
32-1. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's no Leon Spinks. He's not like Lee.
This is Kostya like. This is almost like Kostya beating Jake the Snake Roberts.
Hey, for all of you that said Chavez fought a bunch of tomato cans, I'm just saying, even at 40, does he have a loss against a 6-0 guy? I know he was probably had health things, but that's a big upset. It doesn't matter. That's a huge upset on that night. No one's seen that coming. Nobody.
So you're putting the Joshua into this category strictly because of the upset factor.
I think it's Tyson. I think it's all Lee Tyson. I don't know, Lee. This could be 6-0. There's not a person in the world thinks this man's beating Ali on this night. I don't care what Ali's age is. 6-0, and then he won 15 rounds.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty big. Joshua isn't on that level. I can't say Joshua Ruiz was on that level. Damn it. Ruiz, you said 32-1. His one defeat is a very controversial decision against Joseph Parker. So, Ruiz probably can pop in the Parker tape his damn self.
1973, Andrew. Ali versus Norton. Why does this make your list?
Norton's unknown, hasn't fought for a championship. This is his first title shot here. Never really has a bigger moment in his career. Once again, Ali's fighting a straight contender here and loses this fight. I don't think there's anyone out there that thought Ali was going to lose to Ken Norton going in. Or Norton's nothing big going into this fight. He has no big wins. He's not a champion. And he wins. I was, not going to say shocked, but You know, people give Tyson a lot of shit for that Douglas fight.
Okay, here's why I would
No one calls
disqualify the last
Tyson.
2 fights. Only because, yes, they're shocking wins, but they're not blistering knockouts. It's not like Ali's going face down into the mat or
Well,
staring at a ref.
He broke his jaw in this one, no?
Yeah, he did break his jaw in this one.
I think he broke his jaw in this fight. So he took a beating. I know at the end he's over the ropes. He can't talk. It's Muhammad freaking Ali, man.
So any loss as a champion in your mind is still a shocking loss.
It's still, especially when you're called the greatest and you're losing to guys that have never fought for titles, and one of them only had 7 professional fights. That one's big. Now, once again, maybe he was slipping. I get all that. People, please don't drown me with the fucking you don't know where he was at state of mind. What I'm telling you, as far as the world watching, that is one of the biggest upsets of all time. 6-0 beating him, and then, Ken Norton, a relatively unknown contender himself. No. This was not a huge fight. This is not, Thrilla in Manila or Rumble in the Jungle. No, it wasn't those.
I want to say this is even like the San Diego Sports Arena or something crazy.
Right.
Like it's a local fight for me, or was at the time. I'm with you. I think they didn't see it quite as it turned out to be. But it's certainly not as shocking as something like, say, Foreman and Michael Moore, a guy who was winning for 11 straight rounds. For those of you who've never watched this in modern day boxing, I don't know when people start watching boxing, okay? As a guy who was literally at this fight, Andrew, this was mind-boggling to me, Andrew. Mind-boggling. I literally watched 11 rounds of a man getting beat the fuck up to the point where I felt bad for George. I felt bad for him. I mean, what else can you say about it? Michael Moore put on the fight of his life, right? He had the right game plan. I'm not going to get in close to this crazy old man. I'm going to stay on the outside and jab all night and just tear him apart, right, from range. And that was the story of this fight. Every scorecard had Michael Moore winning going into the 12th round when the unthinkable happened in this fight. So give me your synopsis of Moore or Foreman.
Well, Michael Moore is the champ. He's younger. He's undefeated, 35-0. Was it Holyfield?
Look at these stats.
I know. He beat Holyfield for the titles. All right, so everyone was high on Michael Moore at this point. Holyfield going through the Riddick Bowe thing at this point. And then Foreman's what, 52 years old? Isn't he 52 at this point? I mean, there's no one in
the reason we have a Rocky Balboa movie is because of this fight. Per the words
of it's not.
Could be done. Yeah, no, he said that.
I think Rocky was made a little bit longer before this one.
Rocky Balboa, the sequel.
I'm sorry. Okay.
He said he saw this fight and he goes, yeah, it could be done. It was epic. Like, what he does here is unbelievable, and Moore just won't stay away from him. I don't understand what he was thinking.
Here it comes.
It's epic. I don't know how this measures up, but George Foreman is puffy. He's beat up. His face is caving in. I don't even think the crowd's completely into this. It's just a back forth exchange.
And the punch, the combo really, right there, boom. The combo really isn't that impressive either. It's just a 1-2, man. Down he goes. And just
never
like
to
that,
be
it was
heard
over.
From again. Literally, that's it. Even George can't believe it. Holy shit.
He starts praying.
He should. He's probably having a heart attack in the ring. It's a shocking win. It was shocking the night it happened, Andrew. So where do you put this in line with the Anthony Joshua debacle?
Joshua will go above this one. I don't. It's hard. It's hard, Lee. I was just pulling fights out that we have seen this before.
Don't double back on him, Andrew. You're doing fine.
Yeah, this.
I like your whole playlist. Here's a great one. Lewis versus Hasim Rahman. All right. Tell me about this fight, Andrew.
Lee, it's just an upset, okay? Like I said, Lewis there was rumors. He was not taking his career serious. He was doing a movie.
Again, I'm seeing a theme again, right? Guys not taking their fight seriously and getting a hungry challenger. So again, we have that common theme occurring.
Yeah. And
what a punch.
I
don't even know how Lewis is up at this moment. He cracked him with that right so hard before that.
Oh, he hits him on the ropes. Watch, Lewis is going to circle away on the ropes. He's going to have a smile on his face and take one more right hand and sends his butt down.
So I see a common theme occurring, especially even with the Ali fights, right? Whether or not, and I just recently watched the 2-part on Muhammad Ali, right? Don't take the fight seriously. Don't train properly for the fight. Don't take, and you've got to take every fight seriously, right? Because if you don't know who you're going to get on that night. Because one punch,
boom,
one punch changes it all.
Yep.
Oh, fucked up. Dude, you're not going to even answer the count, bruh. Oh. Fucked up. He got fucked up, Andrew. That's a fuck you up punch. I agree. So I see a common theme. 1994. Lewis versus McCall, Andrew.
Hey, 25-0 and 21 wins.
Right? He's a beast. Or at least he was a beast. Let's just cut to the chase because it's awesome.
McCall was 24-5 when he knocks him out.
It happens. It happens in heavyweight fights, right?
Actually, it lost to everyone, though. Now, this was a major upset because McCall loses to everyone.
Right there.
He loses to Buster Douglas. He loses to Orland Norris. He loses to Tony Tucker and then knocks out Lennox Lewis and actually decisioned Holmes, even though Holmes was probably older, and then gets beat by Frank Bruno, the guy that everyone's saying is Anthony Joshua this morning, but I don't agree. Frank Bruno.
So here's the interesting thing about Lennox Lewis. Much like the early, we're going to do Klitschko in a minute. These guys suffer losses by either not training correctly, believing their own hype, spending too much money, too much outside activity. The case of Ali, too much outside activity, right? Your focus is not on your opponent and training as hard as you can and understanding that everybody that you get into the ring with is there to knock you out, right? And the common theme that we're discussing here is that Anthony Joshua, by all reports, you went with the 1 week or 2 weeks in New York. I think he handled his loss with class. He didn't make excuses, right? But the reality is, let's take the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder situation. Tyson's got a fight coming up. The rumors still circling today are that Tyson's already looking at fighting Deontay after that fight, right? Whether or not that's true or not, that's a lot of distractions. And if Tyson takes his eye off the prize, which is his next fight against an undefeated guy, how would it not wind up being something like this?
Yeah, for both of them. I mean, you got Wilder that's fighting Ortiz again. Ortiz did have Wilder on the verge in their last fight of a knockout. He had him hurt bad. So they're both in big situations. And you're right. Now that Joshua has taken a defeat, that pressure is kind of off of their shoulders. How will they respond to that? Will they train hard? Or is Deontay Wilder going to be talking more about Anthony Joshua getting knocked out than he is training for the guy in front of him?
For Luis Ortiz, who actually has this kind of power, right? So Now you put Luis Ortiz in front of him, and Deontay does think he's the man, right? That's exactly this situation right here. Of all the fights that we played that is closest to Wilder versus Ortiz, this fight that we're looking at right now could be the future for Deontay Wilder if he's not taking Luis Ortiz seriously, because he has that kind of power.
Well, he showed it in the first fight. Yeah, so they both have to win their next fights. This is big. It's all getting very risky here now, because this whole thing can blow up in all of their faces if they lose one more guy in this trio of heavyweights that they had.
And speaking of being able to bounce back, if I were Anthony Joshua today, I'd be going and watching all the Klitschko tapes. I think both of the Klitschko brothers early in their career were touchable. They both took very scary, weird losses. Like, they had very weird starts to their career when they fought. They're still fighting in that stand-up amateur style still. They haven't really perfected what I call
this one. In this loss, they blame it on sugar levels. They said he ran out of energy because he was
whatever. It's all bullshit. You want my opinion? You believe the hype.
Well, he had a great
correctly.
Oh, that's true. No, I hear you.
Right? You believe your own bullshit going into this.
Because he does put out a fabulous career after. So, yeah, you are right. Yeah. It could have been that.
So Joshua's at a point where he could take this as a wake-up call, right? He's going to get an immediate call back. What do? You go and you train harder, you fix all your shit, and you go in there round one and you knock this fucking guy out so that there's no need for a third fight. Like, if he takes him out in one round, everybody's going to say, yeah, he wasn't prepared for that last fight. And there won't be a third fight. There won't be a need for a third fight. I suspect that Ruiz will show up 500 pounds heavier for the next fight, right? He's going to pull a Riddick Bowe.
It's an excellent question, Lee. It's an excellent question. Listen, this kid was the heaviest he's ever been already. Friday afternoon, he came in the heaviest of his career. And now you gave him 4 million titles, $4 million, and
the endorsement deals between now and that fight, Andrew. He's cashing in. He's making at least in the range, and I'll estimate.
4 million last night.
He should be making in the neighborhood with endorsements and the next fight, which I guarantee will be no later than October or November, right? He will make somewhere in the range of 25 to 30 million up front. Like, he's going to get that money. Like, that check's going to be there on Monday with a contract.
I think Eddie Hearn is going to move for an immediate rematch. Listen, Andy Ruiz is not the future of DAZN. Okay, sorry everyone. He might be a contender. He might be a guy.
Dude, we got a Mexican champion now. You don't understand, Andrew.
Yeah, I know. I get all that, but that's not
fucking bandwagon people. You kill me. You fucking bandwagon people on the internet right now. We got a real Mexican champion from California, bro. From California. Just fucking calm down, all right? The real Mexican champion is from California, all right? You guys wouldn't back Oscar as a real Mexican. Why is this dude getting a pass? Seriously.
Right. No, I know. I've already told you why. It's the same reason why Canelo gets hated, and he's from Mexico. All right.
And
they can
honestly,
kick your ass. They can kick your ass and take your wife on the same day. That's what motherfuckers hate about them too. I'm dead serious. They have it. You can put it like this. They have it all, Lee. They have it all. Are you serious right now? That's why they can't. They got no love for these guys. But you're right. Andrew Ruiz's out of shape ass comes, and now all of a sudden Metsy's got a real champ who lives in California, who was born in California. I guarantee
if Areola had won in his opportunities, they'd be saying we'd have a real Mexican champ. And don't get me wrong, fans of Mexico and Mexico-style fighting, okay? I'm not shitting on Mexican fighters.
No. I'm so tired of the Mexican style fighting. I don't even know what that is anymore. I really don't, Lee. What are they trying to say? That we're just face-first guys that got no skill technique? What is Mexican style fighting? Because the last time I checked, the 3 greatest Mexican fighters of all time are Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, and Ricardo Finito Lopez. Now, it doesn't matter what order you have those 3 men in. Those are the 3 greatest Mexican fighters of all time. When you look at the greatest Mexican trainer of all time, his name is Nacho Bernstein. When I look at Nacho Bernstein's fighters, I think of Ricardo Lopez, Rafael Marquez, and Juan Manuel Marquez. None of these show this not unskilled, face first, gotta just get it type fighter. They're not. Very skilled counter punchers, good in and outside. I'm just so over this. I truly do believe people brought up this whole Mexican style thing to downplay the greatness of some of the Mexican fighters that came out. There are beautiful boxer punchers. Salvador Sanchez and Julio Cesar Chavez are some of the best boxer punchers the sport has ever seen. These were not one-dimensional men. Defense, jab, combos, power, they had it all. And if you look at the faces of their opponents, it showed in every fight. I'm just not buying into that Mexican style anymore. De La Hoya helped change this whole Mexican style thing. I mean, there's more guys trying to become boxer punchers nowadays than they are this Triple G type style. Triple G is a one-dimensional, face first, all I do is go for it type fighter. That's not who we are over there, or what the fighters that come out of Mexico are. Sorry.
This is an opportunity for me to remind you to type in fnr.rocks and watch the fight and hear our commentary over those rounds. I can't stress it enough. Andrew on his Girl Drink Drunk was a sight to behold last night. I'm glad we recorded last night. I'm glad we had a little tiny bit of a live audience for it. Andrew was in absolute rare form. If you dig our show and you dig what we're into, you've listened to the podcast, go watch it with the video.
Hey, Lee, I got to explain something when you keep saying about the rant. The rant was nothing more than I was upset how this young man, he was able to achieve something that a lot of dreamers, a lot of Mexican immigrants, Latin immigrants, all immigrants come to this country for. You come here to make it better for your family. You come here to get a citizenship. You're trying to get away from a bad place and you're coming to make it a better one. Why he took a step backward and is representing a country that has not done anything for him. I'm sorry. He was born in America. He's lived in America. Yes, I understand that he did the Olympics through Mexico. And come on, we all know that Olympic loophole, right, Lee? If your parents come from somewhere, you could take Oh, now I'm from this place just because you weren't good enough to make it in America.
I know a kid in high school who got to wrestle for the Philippines or something crazy.
Yeah, you hear it all the time in the Olympics. All these track runners are all from American colleges. Like, what do you mean? Oh, well, he didn't make it on the American team, so his parents are from this place, so they're going to just represent that country because they don't have anyone in the Olympics. Oh, all right. Oh, fuck. So I get that about Andy Ruiz, but you know what, Lee? There's been men. What about all the guys that are in the fields that get pesticides sprayed on them, that have babies that have disabilities because of the spraying, the sun that's beating down on them, the cancers they receive? You think they do this because Mexico is so great? You think they do this because all these other Latin countries were so awesome to them? That's what I got pissed off about last night. And then you look at the men that have served in this country. I mean, look, this kid comes from Southern California. How many riots were there in Southern California back in the days between the colored and the whites? Did any Mexicans run? Did you see people going, oh, you know what, America's too bad, I got to get out of here, Viva Mexico? No, they stayed. No, they still made their footprint. And Andy Ruiz should be the example of what a dreamer is shooting for. They want to come here to make their better life. This young man, whoever came here, crossed it, and got him here. He is a heavyweight champion of the world who made $4 million last night. He should be proud of that. They should be telling that story this morning and not the fakeness of holding a flag that you are not from. That is so fake. I get the bloodline. I get the heritage. I get all of that. You can say that all the time. The flag, the national anthem. Are you shitting me right now? You're saluting a country you're not from. You're American. So that's what I was pissed off last night. That I wish you spoke more for the people that come here and try to better their lives, because his family did it, and damn it, they were successful. Their young man is now the heavyweight champ of the world.
Tyson Holyfield won. For those of you who don't know the story of this fight, which I saw, which I was at, Holyfield, and this is why I bet on Holyfield. I actually bet on Holyfield. God told him he was going to win. This is the fight that God told him he was going to win. And my answer was, I'm going to follow Evander Holyfield if he decides to become a reverend, because clearly God is talking to him.
He carried it a long ways. He really did. He almost made it with that. I really thought Holyfield should have released the Bible at this time, and not write his own, Lee. I'm just saying reprint
Start your own church, bro. Start your own church.
He probably could have did that, yes.
It's literally, I'll tell you how epic it was in my mind. It is the equivalent of Babe Ruth pointing at the left field wall and calling your shot.
Yeah. He comes back from a heart injury, right?
Oh my God, he was in the hospital. He had a heart attack in the previous fight, and he's not the same Evander Holyfield. And God told me, and he's sitting there rocking. He was sitting there rocking on TV. God told me I was going to win the fight. And employed one of the best game plans ever against Mike Tyson. Wasn't jab, jab, punch. It was punch, punch, tie Mike up.
Oh, it's still, but it's still jab, jab, boy. He can't get past it. You watch it, man. It's jab, jab, right hand that rocks him. Mike was a sucker for that jab, jab, right hand. There's a lot of things that play into Mike. Once again, people, I don't want to get into the
wiring.
Huh?
He's got a head full of bad wiring.
Exactly.
At this point, again, following the same theme we've been talking about, trying to make this a cohesive episode, Andrew. One of the biggest problems with all these guys, right? Big spotlight time. This is, I don't know, Mike Tyson, drug addiction time, on the verge of drug addiction time, jail, women, tigers, Don King, you name it. This is a fucking, like, Mike Tyson's kind of a mess. Like, how's his focus going to be on this fight?
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
And then you get an Evander Holyfield who believes he talked to God, right?
Why? Well, hey, you can't knock that. There's scientific proof. It's not. There's scientific proof to say people that are religious have stronger minds than atheists. I'm sorry. They say there's more atheists that are in their dying bed praying than there are vice versa. Guys that didn't believe in God going, you know what? Right before I check out, I'm going to say this. F that. No, they're not doing that, bro. So he wants to talk to God. That's fine. More power to him, because that's what happens. In this fight, what makes this thing an upset is nobody's seen it. And that's all I brought up these fights for. Anthony Joshua is not the first. I don't know where it rates.
This was literally predicted as a Tyson. Maybe it was around 15 or 20 to 1 at the time. Like, it was a huge number. I remember it being a big number because he was coming off of the heart attack.
And I remember somebody taking Holyfield by stoppage, and I believe he got 24 to 1 odds. Holyfield by stoppage.
It was an unbelievable fight, Andrew. It's an unbelievable fight.
The casino actually had to write him a check. I don't think he was able. It was in Atlantic City, I believe, that was broken. Some dude put a lot of money down on Holyfield out there at 24 to 1.
It's a mind-boggling fight. I don't know. I think the theme that I'm starting to see here, based on the fights you've selected for us to look at and review, what the theme I'm seeing is, if you don't go into a heavyweight fight against any level of contender with 100% the intent of taking that fucking dude's head off, right? You're going to get fucked up.
Hey, you see that combo?
You're going to get fucked up.
Lee, rewind. You seen that combo right there? Oh, that's the stoppage. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
It's a big round.
Yep.
Everything going into this last round. It's Michael Moore not listening to his corner
Right
It's all
hand,
Lee.
right
It's all
hand,
Lee not taking his fight seriously.
right hand.
Oh my God.
He can't stop it.
God talk to him, dude. God talk to him.
Hey, you know what? My teacher, he tried telling me. I'm telling you, man, I'll never forget it. We got in a big ass argument. I was like, "You're crazy. Tyson's gonna walk through this guy." He said he's a better boxer, moves better in the ring, throws better combos, and look at what he did to the Iron Mike that night. Beat the shit out of him with combo punching.
This is Mike back on the rise. This is Mike at the right time too.
Yeah,
Like
well,
Mike,
at least
I
out
thought
of
had
prison.
I thought he had his shit back together.
Look, watch. Jab. I can't really.
Oh, that headbutt. I'm with Mike. Fucking bite his ear.
Will you stop? Excuses. Mike was dirty himself at this time.
It's a good fight. It's worth reviewing.
Holyfield is a lot bigger than him too. Underestimated that.
Yeah, by this time Holyfield had grown into being a heavyweight finally, right? Yep. He wasn't a blown up cruiserweight. Now he's a real heavyweight. Now he's older. He's thick as fuck. He's still got that crazy movement. He trains like a mad. Holyfield has always trained like a madman. Oh, what a right. What a right, Andrew.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as Lewis knocking out Tyson, because that literally.
No, this fight was epic. The Lewis one, man, we already knew that fight was where that was going.
Listen, Lewis beat him into being nice. He actually kissed him after the fight.
That's true.
Some pretty tough boxing, man.
That is true. That is
Tyson
true.
went in there.
Look at Tyson right there, Lee. Lee, look at our Iron Mike right there, dude. The guy out of prison. The guy holding $10 million cash in front of everyone. Mr. Badass himself. Head down in the corner, beaten. And
by
the
God's
good man.
Chosen child, man.
The good man
God's
won on that day.
Chosen child.
This was bad versus evil. That's what they should have titled it. Jesus versus Satan, right here. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus. All right, Andrew, let's start where we ended this yesterday. Let's take a look at the highlights that are available on YouTube, and that's why I'm leaving the whole page up so I don't get into trouble this time. We're back where we started. Anthony Joshua.
If you don't know why this fat guy won, you don't know shit about boxing. What?
What?
Huh?
I know a lot about boxing. But
hey, 82-inch reach to 74, huh? Okay, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why Anthony Joshua couldn't stay behind a fucking jab at 6'6" with the 82-inch reach.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked why the fight didn't end here. Okay, third round, this fight's over.
He goes for it, Lee.
Oh!
Yeah, watch, and then he comes and just starts throwing a damn combo, doesn't do jab right hand, and he gets caught himself. In the inside, caught left hook right there.
So I'm guessing.
Where's his jabs, bro?
Oh, he got caught bad. Oh, what an idiot. You fucking just pissed away the round.
Exactly. Yep. Just be cool. Oh, got him.
Oh.
Look at hooks are beating the 82-inch reach. What is going on here?
I'm telling you, he got beat like he owed money, man.
Jab right. Jab right. No, don't bend over, asshole. Jab right. What are you doing?
Still on shaky legs.
He's on getting his ass kicked mode right now. Fucking doesn't he? My thing, you guys, and I know my F&R guys have already heard all this. When things got tough, where's his jab? Why isn't he relying on it right now? This man should be throwing so many jabs. Ruiz can't get on the inside. Where is it at? He's looking at him, hands down, looking at him, hand down. This is what scares me about the rematch. If Anthony Joshua doesn't find his jab against Andy Ruiz and Ruiz gets in, this is going to happen again. Look at this, just throwing blows, got nothing for him, huh? Andrew's just taking off. Joshua's doing nothing. How is this change in 3 months?
Okay. Well, if we're following the theme, Andrew, did Klitschko not come back and become one of the most, both of the brothers, in fact, did they both not come back after having what we deemed at the time, as I recall, we said that both of the Klitschkos had glass jaws back when we started to do this show back in 2007. Did we not say that the Klitschkos had a glass jaw?
Lee, Klitschko retires in 01. When's Lewis retire? When's Lewis retire? Because that's a serious fight on that one too, right? Oh, that's the one where he beat Lewis and then Lewis retired, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So no, I don't think we were together when Chris Sanders and Lewis fought, dude.
No, but I'm saying later on in 2007 when Klitschko is starting his climb, wasn't the biggest debate we had you could touch Klitschko? Like he was touchable.
Maybe, and it's also opposition at this time, though. It's a real low part in the heavyweight landscape.
And we also said this going into this fight. I made it abundant. We analyzed this correctly. By the way, kudos to you and kudos to me. We said this from his previous fights, right? With his fight with Klitschko, it was proved that Joshua could be touched. There is game film of Klitschko hurting Anthony Joshua.
Yes. Yes, and Povetkin.
And we pointed it out, which is why I gave the exact bet that I gave for this fight. There is a very specific reason. And you see it jumping in the ring.
Listen, I get all of that. I get all of that. I got to keep leaning to the 33-1. You know, that is a sucker's bet. You can say all you want. Oh, yeah, man, I was going to drop money on it.
Nobody bet him. Everybody. You got a ticket. You can show me. And I say this to Will, who's probably listening to this, who, as we're saying this, is posting in the Fight Net Radio chat room right now. Until Will can show me a fucking, I knew it, I should have put the money. Yeah, fuck. So did I, dude. So did I. I might as well just say it, right? I was going to put $10,000 on it. I just never made it to the fucking booking. I wanted to get myself a new fucking Bentley. So I pulled 10 grand out of the bank because I knew it, Andrew. I knew it.
You're absolutely right. For everyone, you know.
I had my daughter's college fund, Andrew. I was cashing in and buying a house tomorrow.
33-1. Yeah, 33-1. If you knew it, you're making serious money.
Yeah, everybody shut the fuck up. Unless you're Floyd Mayweather and you can show me a slip for 100 grand. Where you're getting paid $3.3 million on Sunday morning. Which, by the way, they'd pay you in cash. Yep. They'd actually have to drop the cash on the counter in front of you.
Look at that. 74-inch reach, and he goes right in on him. I'm telling you, man, like, I'm scared that Joshua, there's something there that people didn't see. And you know what? Not fighting a lot has a lot to do with this. He was only at, 21 wins when he beat.
Yeah, he was only fighting about twice a year at this point.
I think once a year. I think it's only been once a year.
He got involved with all the politics. He came over. He got involved in the Drake bullshit. He got involved with the New York thing. He did all the
sorry for Drake. Hey, is it real?
Hey, fuck Drake and his free plane. You know what? Shut the fuck up.
Everyone is not going to.
I can't even put this into YouTube because it's such a thing now. Drake curse, dude. Drake curse sports. Look at what's on that screen, dude. Look at the screen. Look at the fucking screen.
Alabama.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
Drake, he made a deal with the devil. All right, clearly. And anybody who's in sport, he just fucks everybody. Drake and his free fucking airplanes and
what's scary, Lee, what's scary is Anthony Joshua tweeted, "I'm gonna break the curse."
Yeah, you'd be wrong, bro.
Yeah, you'd
be wrong. You'd be wrong. Yeah, you'd be wrong. That's the face that cost you the place. I mean,
that's the devil. Like
that is the devil, bro.
In the words of Waterboy.
When you can type in Drake curse and that shit comes up. Look at the variety of people who've gotten fucked by the Drake curse. I mean, it's almost as good as the EA Sports cover for football players, but it's pretty close, man. I mean, this dude is fucking snake bit. Kudos to this dude for making a video on the topic.
Look Look at hugging Johnny Manziel. Oh no, ruined him.
That's working out for Johnny really well, right?
He touched the devil, bro.
No, Drake, give me a ride on your airplane. Everything will be cool. Yeah, that's Johnny Manziel with the Alouettes. That's right. Drake can fuck up tennis. Drake can fuck up every sport. Drake is the fucking Triple Crown winner of fucking up athletes. I don't think he hasn't fucked up a sport yet. Like, I think boxing was his Triple Crown, Andrew. Now that he's fucked up, you know, who the fuck? Look at what beat her. She doesn't, like, Serena shit's bigger than that, dude.
Maybe these athletes sell their soul. Maybe Ruiz sold his soul and the devil's like, all right, I'll send Drake. Drake will touch the other guy.
Look at who she lost to, dude. She's literally 3 feet smaller than Serena. She shit's bigger than this woman. Yeah, you should smile. Hey, Drake, love you. Big kiss. Shout out to Drake. No, I don't want to go on your plane. I can love this video, man. He's got them all. Oh, just the Giants in general. You can just blame the entire New York Giants on Drake. Yeah, right. Right. Let me go visit him in the hospital, bro. Good job. Drake. Fuck me, bro. The Drake curse is real. That might be the title of this video. The Drake curse video. Oh my God. Dude, look at this video. Look at this list. Come on.
He even had it in soccer, Barcelona. What did he do to them?
Dude, what happened in Barcelona? Who'd you fuck up with? Oh, yeah. Football teams in Barcelona. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He has a jersey on.
He's fucked up soccer. Yeah. 7 goals in 1 game. Christian Rolando Jr. Yep. Good job. You are a miracle. Like, you are the opposite of Andrew Holyfield. I mean, you're special, bro. All right, Andrew, what did we learn from all this today?
We didn't learn a lot.
Wait, hold on. Let me give you your topics that you wanted to toss. Wait, I want to make sure that we get everything you wanted to cover. I'm here for you, Andrew. I need to get this all out of you so that we can move on. Number 1, was this the biggest upset in history, heavyweight history?
We should have the fans decide that. You should make a list with those fights we had. We should take the top 4, add Anthony Joshua to it, and see what the fans say. Cool. I've got to tell you, I got Tyson Douglas in there. I've got Ali Spinks in there. Because of the experience Spinks had as a professional fighter, beating the man we call the greatest of all time. Now, I know he was older. It's still a major upset. And then throw some more in there. I think Michael Moore versus Foreman, as a 52 years old, defeating 35-0 guy, has to go in there. And then we'll see what the fans say.
Number 2, Andrew.
Even if it's only 4.
Is Ruiz a flash in the pan?
The rematch is going to show us that. Sometimes history has shown us, yes, it is. Guys on major upsets usually don't hold it. You can even think of shit back in the day when Iran Barkley knocked out, who did he beat? Hearns, 1 round, got fight of the year, then loses to Duran. You know, a guy smaller than Hearns comes up and beats him for the title. This is a big upset, could be upset of the year. I don't know who Ruiz is until the rematch with Joshua. What I'm nervous about is his 368, you guys. The kid weighed 368 pounds, and now he's a millionaire and the champ. You see everything that possibly was being told to him about, you know, you might want to slim it down. You might want to take it a little bit more serious. That's all fucking in the trash now. This dude did it his own way. And, you know, for people could tell me all they want about his dedication to the sport. When you come in the heaviest of your career and the biggest fight of your career, and you tell me you train for 15 weeks, what are you eating after training? Because boxing is supposed to be really demanding. How are you putting on weight?
And he's coming off another fight. Like he's literally out of a fight into the gym to get ready for this fight. That's about how quick this is.
And there's no muscle mass there, Lee. It's not like George Foreman, right? Remember when Foreman, he was big, but his arms were...
I think he actually looks good for him.
368 is not looking good, dude. Sorry. And it's the heaviest of his career. So you're saying he's heavier than any other dude. He didn't look good. I don't know, man. He's 6'2". He's 368. I don't know if he's going to slim down. Is he going to blow up to 400? You guys, that's not that far away, especially if you're eating the way this kid eats when he's training for 15 weeks. He might, I hope he isn't, but you know what? If we start hearing rumors or seeing photos of him around the other fights and he looks bigger than what he is in the ring, yeah, if he fights in 3 months, he better slim down real fast and not blow up too much where his whole training camp is just trying to get in shape for the fight. Because I do believe Eddie Hearn is going to press for this fight in 3 months. They're not going to drag this thing out, you guys. This was not the plan.
Will Ruiz be bigger than 268 for the rematch, Andrew?
I'm going to say yeah. Because I think he doesn't have.
All right, I'm going to set the line right now, Andrew. Get ready. Get your dollars out of your pocket. You ready? I'm going to set the overs and unders at 275.
I'm going to say under 275, but I don't think he's going to go under what he came in. I don't see it. How? He's been winning. His marketability's only been going higher. He's getting higher on the rankings, yet you keep eating. And now you're rich. And now you're the champ. Now you're going to be getting fed for free wherever you go, right? You're the champ.
Oh, no. Look, in the Imperial Valley, he's now God. Dude, Lee. He's now the God of El Centro.
What do you think his breakfast was? And I'm not trying to.
I would hope that he's fucking. You want to know what I hope? He flew back today, and he's got fucking moving boxes, and he's eating at El Centro today.
I ain't going back to Imperial that fast. Are you fucking tripping? I'm in New York.
You staying in New York and dining?
Oh,
dining
man,
on the boulevard.
Come on now. He's the heavyweight champ. He ain't going back yet. He's staying out there. He's eating the fancy
going
dinners.
To the shows. You think he's going to Broadway?
Living the life, man. Living it up. 4 million richer, and I got the titles. You better not be home yet. I guess it'd be a good sign, but I highly doubt it. And I highly doubt he's watching his weight.
Oh, 275 is going to be tough. I think that's the money.
I hope he don't.
Question number 5, Andrew. Will the fight sell out in the UK?
What? Go ahead. I was just fucking with you.
Will the fight sell out in the UK?
That's the question. That's what Eddie Hearn's scared about. See, Eddie Hearn has the $1 billion. That's cool. Dazzing money, that's cool. That's not going anywhere. What about the 90,000 seat ticket sales he used to do? What about the record-breaking Madison Square Garden?
Oh, this sells out in 90 seconds, dude. This sells out in 90 seconds.
Out there, Lee, there was a lot of casuals that attend the Joshua fights. Joshua is not a diehard. Joshua kind of, blew up on the scene fast. I don't know if 90,000 come back for the performance he put in. Now, it's possible.
I think you need a bigger venue, in my opinion, than 90,000.
I think he fights more than once a year if he was that big. I don't know. I really don't. Lee, right. This guy fights like once every 10 months right now, dude. That's the big question is how much did he lose on the ticket sales? Because he doesn't care about the TV contract. That's staying golden. That's $1 billion.
Like a little butthole, like right there, his stomach. Doesn't it look like an ass? Like he's bending over and he has like.
That's so gross.
Doesn't it? You can see it now, right?
No,
like he's bending over the other way and his ass is sticking out.
Butthole. That's gross. Yeah, but whatever the case, man. I hope Andy Ruiz shows up. I'm going to say that he's going to be heavier in 268. I don't know if he's going to be 275, though, but I don't see him cutting this thing back. Why? He did it his way, and he is the undisputed heavyweight champ of the world right now.
Okay. And lastly, we'll end with this because I didn't like the way you worded question 6. Question 6, let's start with, what does this mean for Tyson Fury?
I don't know why. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. What does this mean
for Tyson Fury? Your question was list of fights PBC try to make out that went wrong.
Max.
I don't think anybody cares about that.
Oh, max out. Well, let's tell you the Deontay Wilder thing's over. Deontay Wilder's never going to make $80 million with Anthony Joshua right now, Lee. Sorry. Maybe 2 years down the line, maybe 3 years down the line, but that money's gone. Okay, the money with Klitschko, the $15 million that they left on the table, gone. Never what maxed out what? What were you waiting for? Because the money's gone now. Okay, you look at the Charlo brother, the Jamal, whichever, the junior middleweight, took a defeat. What was he waiting for? When were you going to start making your money? Okay, gone. That money's gone now. Numerous times and time again, we've seen this PBC guys. They talk about, oh, we gotta let the fight marinate. We're gonna make max money. We're gonna make big money here. I just wanted to put it out there. There's a lot of these guys that are not making shit because they're waiting for their max money to someone, I don't know, someone to come around and tell you, okay, you're Mayweather, dude. You're gonna get 25 million a fight now. How about that? So no, that's what that number 6 is. And about Tyson Fury has still the opportunity to be the man. Will he be as rich as he would have been fighting Joshua undefeated? No, that's gone. That fight is not making as much money. I'm sorry, Lee. The people that spent $20,000 or $1,500, whatever, to watch front row ringside, to watch this guy that everyone's been saying is the face of UK heavyweight boxing, look like a fucking fraud on Saturday night. He was dropped 4 times. He quit. He looked tired. He looked more tired than the guy that was 70 pounds overweight. Are you serious? Like why is, and I get it. The guy's got mad conditioning. But looking at the two fighters, it shouldn't have played out that way. That's almost like Andy Ruiz going into a track meet and winning, right? You look at Andy Ruiz and go, how? How did he win this? That's not an absurd question. The bookies had it 33-1. So stop telling me that I'm insane for saying how did he win this when the bookies had it 33-1 and they don't give away checks.
Manny Pacquiao chimes in as we end this show. After watching Andy Ruiz win the heavyweight title, I think the real money in it is training Boo Boy. Congratulations, Andy.
No, Manny's not politically correct, is he?
Gabriel Iglesias, the new heavyweight champion of the world, Joshua Ruiz. Good for you, Gabe. Jump on board with the Fat Guys.
I told you, Lee. All big men went 20 extra seconds last night, baby. They all
Lou DiBella, Fat Guys rule the world. It's our time. Lou DiBella is trying to figure out how to get a contract on Andy Ruiz. I guarantee it. Let's see who else chimed in. Lennox Lewis, I don't even know what to say right now. I agree, Lennox, but it happened to you too, asshole.
And once again, not beaten down like that. Caught, yes. Not beaten down 4 times. I quit. You know, because listen, he said, I want to continue, but his hands are on the ropes. He's like, hey, dude, the guy, what were you, sparring? I think he was knocked out on his feet and just didn't know what the hell he was doing. But no, he didn't look like he wanted to continue at all. At all. That's
Dazin USA chimes in. The curse is real.
How stupid. Yeah. Wow, Dazin.
Don't touch fucking Drake.
Dazin should not have put Drake. That. Yeah, that's dumb, though.
Mike Coppinger of the LA Times. This is the biggest upset in heavyweight championship boxing since Rockman Lewis. So he's right in line with you, Andrew. Let's see if there are any other big ones. Teddy Atlas. The whole thing has me thinking of a quote by the great Marvin Hagler. It's tough to get out of bed to do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas.
That's right.
I agree. And that's the theme we see amongst all these fights, right?
Lee, the kid made $38 million. He's worth $60. He has endorsements with cologne, with earplugs, with glasses, with Under Armour. I mean, the guy is just a walking cash cow right now. You got people go, well, how did he get up from Klitschko? Well, how did he do it against Povetkin? Oh, maybe the hunger's different, right? Maybe he ain't as hungry anymore. Maybe that's why he was smiling at the end of the fight, like, whatever, ain't I worth $90 million tonight? And I'm still going. I'm, 29 years old? So, yeah, no, I totally agree with Teddy Atlas. That could be something going on there.
Mike Coppinger, LA Times. Yet another reminder that boxing isn't a bodybuilder contest. Anthony Joshua sports perhaps the most impressive physique in boxing. Andy Ruiz is the kind of guy who might wear a t-shirt in the pool. Kind of agree.
Yeah, but I agree to that. But there's been many fighters that have had great bodies that have been great fighters. So that's I don't know. There's a little give and take there, and it's not 100% accurate right there, because to be, like I said, it's a very fucking demanding sport. This is a very demanding sport. So this is not something you can half-ass. He did it. He did it last night. Now he needs to hope that he's not a flash in the pan. He needs to prove that you can eat whatever you want, train really hard, and be successful in this sport. And that's not easy, but his first part of it, he's done well. He beat Joshua. Now he needs to follow up on it.
There you go.
Hey, Lee, let's put it this way. Riddick Bowe and Douglas, known for being fat, right? They had two great wins. What everyone's, oh yeah, but then they couldn't leave the food alone. Couldn't leave the cakes alone. Had a diabetic stroke or whatever Riddick Bowe had, right? So you still got to follow up to be remembered. You can lie and say I'm the first Mexican to ever win heavyweight title. You can be remembered for that. Even though I think a lot of them are going to go, yeah, but he was born in California. Don't forget that.
You realize, Andy, that you could take his power. You took that big shot, but you can't.
It's pretty shocking, bro. It's pretty fucking shocking.
It was, Lee. It really was. It ruined a lot of money for a lot of people. That's why the fans that sit here and act like Deontay Wilder won last night, he really didn't. And I know Deontay, in the back of the mind, he might be happy because he doesn't have to face the guy he didn't, this guy, Anthony Joshua, doesn't have to face him anytime soon. But someone needs to make a phone call to Al and go, how are we going to make up that $120 million? Because it's gone now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's take a look at these scorecards. We'll end right here on the scorecards.
Sickening.
How'd you have it?
Yeah, one guy has it for Joshua, I heard. 57, 56, 57, 56, 56, 57. The last card, I believe, is for Anthony Joshua, and that man should be fired.
Sure is.
Yep. He should be fired.
57, 56 is correct. This is a complete setup that if it went to the scorecards, it would have been
close. Yeah, it would have been close. Exactly. They always keep it close though, and that's why I hate when people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe the scoring." How many fights did we watch, Lee? Where these? I swear, I think it's sometimes I just think the judges are trying to keep it close just in case. You know what I mean? Like, it's really weird, but it always seems like the last few rounds are the deciding rounds of every major fight. Don't fucking give them up. You know what I mean? Don't think you have it in the bag, because these judges in the first 8-9 rounds, I think they're trying to keep the fight close, unless it's a total blowout and the guy that's promoting the whole event, it's his fighter that's doing it. That's about the only time. But if it's a mega fight, a super fight, they're going to keep this close, try to get a draw, try to get a controversial decision. They can bring that motherfucker back.
Is this all Mexican boxing fans today, Andrew?
In Imperial, California, it is, baby. Yay!
El Centro is rocking it, huh?
Come on now.
Kick us out, Andrew. Give us one final liner on the fight.
Don't be a flash in the pan. Don't eat yourself out of a title. Take it serious. Get the most money you can in the rematch, and then do it again. Because anything else, you're going to be the next Buster Douglas, Oliver McCall.